There is a story from a Jewish folklore about a woman named Lilith. Considered the first wife of Adam, she was banished from the Garden of Eden when she refused to submit to him. According to the lore, it was during the sex act that Adam and Lilith neither found each other superior to one another. Lilith rebelled by speaking the forbidden name and was cast as a demon for disobedience. Adam was given a second wife directly from his rib to ensure the full submission to Adam. Some say once Lilith was cast away, she promised to seduce men in their slumber to steal their semen for the creation of more of her demon spawn. She plagued the women during her pregnancies, causing miscarriages, sickness, and death to children. She promised to haunt the newborn sons for 8 days and daughters for 20, hoping to manipulate God's creation. As she did so, she was considered the winged mother of demons, the temptress, goddess of prostitution and seductory, and the wife of Satan. As the story is told in ancient Babylonian and Sumerian times, it speaks that Lilith may have been the serpent who convinced Eve to eat the forbidden fruit. And of course, from there we all know the story of Eve convincing Adam to do the same. Recently, there was an interview I found astonishing. A woman who was a Jewish dominatrix spoke of this demonic being as a positive influence and how she used the knowledge to manipulate men today.
Because I am a descendant of Lilith, and so it is my natural state to dominate men. That's my natural state.
Really?
I'm not descendant of Eve, I'm descendant of Lilith.
And who is Lilith?
She was the first woman.
Oh, you mean Eve?
Before Eve.
Oh, before Eve.
Yeah.
Oh, you're descended from her.
Correct.
Oh. Are you a Christian?
No, I'm Jewish.
You're Jewish.
But mostly, mostly what I do right now is I teach women how to dominate men. That's primarily how I make my living. And that's really what I take the most joy and pleasure from, is teaching other women to dominate men.
Really?
Now, I wondered if what she said could possibly be why we have fallen state of modern society. Why our women choose the rebellion against men? Are there 2 types of women in this world? I used to think there were at least 3, but I'm convinced now that 2 is pretty much the makeup of the different types of women we have. Like I said before, Lilith stole semen from men to breed more of herself. She also convinced Eve by being the serpent that led her astray. If you look at our women now, you definitely can see such. Many are women on the side of Lilith, influencing young girls today for independence, sexuality, promiscuities, vanity, and greed is better than believing in the order of men. It is pushed amongst our young daughters that sexual freedom is empowering, and our young boys lusting for it all through pornographics and social media. Why it's so triggering to the modern woman when men talk about the actual femininity of the Eve. Eve naturally submissive until manipulated by the serpent woman who was angry at man and God. I know this video is going to upset women who are religious or not religious and use the excuse not to believe the story, but it's mentioned in many religious books before even the King James Version, so I suggest just taking a look. But the duality of these women, Eve being the natural order, Lilith being the rebellious, destructive demon, quenches my thirst for that answer as to why the modern world has come to such a destructive state. If you take a deep look at today's world, you can see many women who play the seductress in order to manipulate and punish men. The media, entertainment, and music industries drastically change into such behaviors, influencing all daughters with no knowledge of the world yet. You can see that Eve was the most easily manipulated, and seeing a being, another female that looks quite like her but also different in the serpent form, made her curiosity spark. Taking that information, we have little girls that are making such mistakes, and older women who come to realize such mistakes in the influence of the modern feminism that was pushed. We know Eve convinced Adam also to eat the forbidden fruit, as Adam was the true target from Lilith, which caused both to be punished by God. But I believe, honestly, that God saw the true innocence of Eve, which is why she wasn't cast away like Lilith and made into a demon, but she still had to suffer and be punished by hardships given from the disobedience. So, with all this information, can this story widen our eyes a little bit about the duality of women's nature, our feminine origin? Or are we just the lost people in general? I believe what is happening today definitely shows an origin of this story. And honestly, I feel like the only way of fixing it is when the Eves of today stand up against the Liliths. And with that short story, you guys, I will end my first official video here on Lessons of a Housewife. I hope you find this video educational and enlightening, and look forward to hearing from your responses and comments down below. If you'd like to see my random thoughts on modern societies, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter via Lessons of a Housewife. Don't forget to like and share and hit the notification bells. Stay tuned for my next video, and I'll catch you guys later. Thanks.